Zulu Nation is celebrating King Shaka today. He was killed on this day, and the annual commemoration is called Umkhosi Welembe. This year marks 204 years since King Shaka was installed as monarch of the biggest nation in South Africa. Zulu King Goodwill Zwelithini and Premier Sihle Zikalala will address the event at the Enyokeni Royal Palace. Thuba Vilane is there and joins us now. I can only imagine, despite COVID-19, social distancing and lockdown level 1, it must be a festive atmosphere at the palace today.
Absolutely, we indeed here at Enyokeni Palace in Wanongoma in the northern KwaZulu-Natal, where in less than 30 minutes we're expecting King, together with the Premier of the province, Premier Zikalala, to arrive here. We understand that this year the event is being held here at this palace, but it's usually being held at eNCA, which is the gravesite of the late King Shaka. But due to COVID-19 regulations, and in order to try and limit the number of people that are allowed to attend this commemoration, they decided to hold this event here. This is a very important day in the Zulu calendar, as we understand that the country at large is celebrating the Heritage Day. Here at KZN, they are celebrating through honoring the founder of the Zulu Nation, that is King Shaka. But let me now speak to the HOD for Art and Culture in the province, Togozo Congo. Baba, thank you so much for your time. We understand that this is the event that usually takes place at KwaTuguza. Can you take us through why this year you decided to take it here?
No, thank you very much. This event, as you have said in your analysis, is a very important event, not just in the calendar of KwaZulu-Natal, but in the calendar of the country as a whole. As we understand that the President has given the theme that you are celebrating the lives of those that are still alive. Today, the President will be celebrating that by making sure that they are honored. But at the same time, in KwaZulu-Natal, we are having this event here at Enyokeni simply because when this event was planned for KwaZulu-Natal, when we were celebrating Umkhosi Welembe, we had planned the event during stage lockdown level stage 2. Stage 1 only appeared after we've done the plan, and Ingonyama Isilo Samabandla felt that it would be important that we respect the lockdown regulations, and we have this significant event that is not only significant for KwaZulu-Natal but also significant for the country as a whole here at Enyokeni. As you have said earlier on, so that we avoid the issue of numbers, the President has opened the country, and such events that are happening in an open place can only accommodate 500 people. Hence, Ingonyama Isilo Samabandla have said, rather than going to Stenga Watuguza, because the planning happens prior to us moving to stage 1, this event will happen here at Goodwill Enyokeni.
This is a very important day, Babu Kongo, as we are saying. How so?
This event is important because it's an event where we celebrate our culture, our heritage. Some would say that it's more focused on the culture of the Zulu Nation here in KwaZulu-Natal. But if you look at the country as a whole, we are celebrating our culture as different nations, and also our cultural diversity. As you have said earlier on, that King Shaka is the founder of the Zulu Nation, and here in KwaZulu-Natal we celebrate Umkhosi Welembe. But it's not just for the Zulu Nation only, but it's for all those who live in KwaZulu-Natal, because our strength is dependent on our cultural diversity here in KwaZulu-Natal. And His Majesty the King is not the king, not just the king of the Zulus, but is the king of all the people who are living in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. And therefore, by honoring Ilembe under the leadership of His Majesty the King, we all get to be blessed in a form also of a prayer led by His Majesty the King, and it cuts across all racial groups, young and old, hence that we celebrate this day. And this day is very important, as I've said earlier on, not just to to those that are Africans and who are Zulu speaking, but it's important to everyone who is living in KwaZulu-Natal, as all of us in KwaZulu-Natal. Sikhothama inkosini ilembe inkosi yesizwe samaZulu ephinde be inkosi yesizwe sawo wonke umuntu okhona KwaZulu-Natal.
Babu Tongo, thank you so much for your time. That was the HOD for Department of Art and Culture in KwaZulu-Natal. Babu Tongo is saying that indeed this is a very important day, not only for the Zulu people, but for everyone, all people that are living in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Maybe if I can move out from the shot, this is the podium where the King will be addressing in the next few minutes. We understand it won't be attended as many people as it usually be. We understand that many people will be catching the event through live streaming, as we are told that they will be streaming the event in all other social media. But we understand that there are few regiments that are going to be here, that will be seated here, that will be accompanying the King, as we understand that wherever the King is going, he always goes with the regiment that are accompanying him. But the Premier as well, Premier Sihle Zikalala, will also be here. The MEC for Arts and Culture, Umamuhlengwe Mavimbela, will also be among the dignitaries that will be attending this event.
Right, thank you very much. Thuba Vilane coming to us there from the Enyokeni Royal Palace in KwaNongoma.